Tony, when there is physical death, is it the end, or is there a risk that it goes on?
In normal terms, if there is living in the illusion of there being a me, physical death is simply the end of that illusion. Physical death is the end of the illusion that there is someone that's separate. That's all it is.
So there is no risk that when the body dies, there is still some spirit or anything?
No, there isn't a spirit or anything. There's just a body within which there's a belief or a sense of there being a separate identity. When the body dies, when the body literally in what we call dies, that is no longer there. It can't be supported because it's supported in the body. It's a held energy in the body. When the body dies, that energy isn't there anymore. Or there can be a collapse of the energy, the apparent energy of separation in the living body. They're both the same thing.
And
nothing continues because there was never anything there before. So, the idea that after death something continues is based on the idea that there was somebody before that who would die. Nobody was born, nobody lives, nobody dies.
But I mean from the perspective of delusion.
Now, the illusion has all sorts of strange ideas about reincarnation and energy going on after death because it wants to think it will continue. The me is absolutely invested in self, in continuing after death. So you get all sorts of stories about reincarnation. It's just the desperation of the me who's afraid of not continuing.
And whatever appears from the perspective of this body.
Whatever appears to me is an object as a separate arising, something that's separate to this. That's the delusion that the me lives in, that everything that's arising for it is a separate object.
And from your perspective, still whatever arises seemingly like where you are.
Well, no, I'm not anywhere, but what arises is what is. All that's left is what is. When there's no one, all that's left is what is and isn't. That, the floor, it's just what it is. Not for anyone, it just is what it is. It can't be described, and it can't be known. There's nothing here that knows there is what is. There's only what is. It's a paradox.
But what is depends on where this body is located?
Not at all. The body is just another what is. The body and the walls are all the same thing. They are simply what is. There isn't anything in the body anymore. There's no centre in the body. There's nothing in the body. The body is just the body.
But when this body is here, it can see
it's not here.
These walls.
The body is something that's here. There isn't anything in it. That which thought it was at the centre of the body, the me, the self, the I'm at the centre, I'm the centre of the body, is no more there. So there isn't anything that knows there's a floor or is aware of the floor, there's just floor. It can't be comprehended. Me can't comprehend this. It sounds like madness to me. But it's the natural way that everything is. All there is what is. Even you. But the difficulty when there's a me is that the me thinks it's a real thing in here, and when it looks at the floor, it thinks it's a real floor. That's the difference. The me in here, not with the floor, but the me in here transforms the floor into a solid object, into something real. When that me drops away, it's quite, well, not obvious to anyone, but the floor is then what it naturally is, energy flowing. It is and it isn't. But for me, it only is. That only is. The chair only is a chair. Ask a physicist. A A physicist will tell you that the floor is atoms in that form, then it's particles, then it's quarks, and then it's nothing. It's energy. It's energy taking that form. That's the natural reality, which the seeker longs for. The seeker longs for that, but can't find it.
But who is the seeker?
The seeker is wholeness or oneness or energy appearing to be a seeker. The seeker, the me, is wholeness seeking. Energy can contract itself and appear to be separate from itself, and then it seeks itself. But it can't find itself because itself is everything. The seeker looks for something. The seeker is looking for a something. I'm a something, so enlightenment is a something. I can go and find something. If I go far enough and dig enough holes, one day I will find enlightenment. Never, because enlightenment is all there is already. It can't be found because it's everything.